Hey, Icon Society. How are you doing? Okay, so this is our first little training, and I'm very excited about it. There will be more of these. So if you have questions that are burning in your mind, go to the questions section of our little chat and ask some questions. And then I'm going to be answering them. And then there other people in the group can answer them too. So if you see someone asking a question, you're like, I know the answer to that. I want you to jump in and also answer because we are a community. I'm very excited. We are going to have our first pitch session on Friday. It's going to be phenomenal. And if you haven't signed up to pitch yet, please, please do. But today we're going to talk about time management and how to get all the things done that you want to do in your life because I asked in the group what is your biggest struggle? And then I also posted a reel about time management, and everybody is yapping about how time management is one of their biggest struggles. So let's break it down and make sure that we can get you more focused and doing the things you need to do to actually get where you want to go. So the biggest part for me of time management is priorities. And I know you don't want to hear this. And if you're like, damn it, Stephanie, and turn off the video here, that's fine. Come back when you're ready to hear it. But saying, I don't have time for this, to me says it's not a priority. Now, caveat, I get it. I truly do. I have 3 children. I am running a business. I'm in a long distance relationship. I work out very consistently. I get it. There's a lot of things in my life. All of my children do sports. Like, there is not a day in my life. I like to say this all the time. I've never ever been bored, ever. There's always chaos and there's always things happening in my life. But what I do is I have gotten very good at prioritizing what actually needs to get done. And I had to take a gigantic slice of humble pie and get over being a martyr because that was one of the biggest things in my way. I loved dying on that hill. Like, I'm the only one who does anything around here. Nobody helps me. And all I do is work, work, work. And I never have time for myself. Which, when you're in the cycle of doing that, you get a little kind of sick, joyous feeling from that. And if you do that, no shade, I fully get it. But that is not the kind of energy in which you can do all the things you want. So you have to take the little martyr syndrome and you got to pull it out and you got to put it there and be like, thank you for what you did to help me. And now I don't need you anymore. Goodbye. And you have to ask for fucking help. You have to ask for help from the people who can truly do it. If you have children and they over the age of 3, they can do chores. They can. They just can. And if they don't, they're going to start today. My children all have a large chore list. They do chores every single day and they have to help. It's a household where we all live together and they have to help. I no longer do the, oh my God, I'm the only one who does things around here thing because it's crap. They all have feet and legs and they can work an iPad. If you can work an iPad, you can load the dishwasher. Just saying. People don't like to hear that, but it's true. The other thing is I truly, actually prioritize myself and not in like the, oh, I'm going to have a self care bubble bath thing. Like, no, fuck no. I do my non negotiables because if I don't, I am an absolute disaster and my family really suffers and my business suffers. So, what does that mean? It means that every single day I move my body unless I'm like beat down sick. I move my body and I eat really, really good and I eat on time. When people come and they're like, oh, I can't have lunch. I'm way too busy. I got to do all the things. And then your work suffers, your mental fatigue stuff suffers. You don't get things done as efficiently. You spin your wheels all because you just didn't do the basic humaning of getting yourself fed. And this is going to be my soapbox. And if you don't agree with it, that's fine. It's okay to be wrong. If you are on a crash diet trying to starve yourself into a smaller version of yourself, and then you are always hungry, so you are mean to your family and you suck at your job and you can't have enough energy to do your life, then please fucking stop that. If we're smashing the patriarchy, making yourself small is the least patriarchy smashing thing you can do. You are beautiful, you are strong. Please act so. Please fuel your body so that you are your best. So you can be strong, so you can be healthy. It literally does not matter what size your butt is, but it does matter how you treat the people in your life because you are hangry. I used to do intermittent fasting because I wanted to be thin. AKA, I didn't eat fucking breakfast and I was the meanest bitch of a mom. It was not good for my family. And when I got over that and was like, you know what? I'm going to be strong. I want to actually grow myself. I want to like expand into the person that I am. Everything changed when I stopped trying to like starve myself to be something and I started fueling my body to be strong and to be healthy and to like keep it running. Like, I think you probably don't understand that 1,200 calories a day doesn't sustain a human. And it's so prevalent, especially with women in this day and age, to be like, oh, well, I have to eat less. I have to have no sugar. I have to have this. Dude, please fuel yourself for excellence. Don't starve yourself to try and fit into a societal standard you will never, ever, 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 ever reach. Because I can tell you, you can get down to your thin as possible and you will still not be happy. It's facts. I've done it. That was my soapbox. So I make sure I move my body. I make sure I eat properly, and I make sure that I get outside. I have a very creative job. I have to be creative. And I cannot create if my head is too full and there's too much humdrum. And if like there are days that I have to do the whole day of like back end admin work for my business, which is not sexy, it is not fun, it is not cute in any way. But does it have to be done? Yes. Can I build my empire without it? No. So instead of whining about it, I go and I make sure that I have good things that I get to do in my day. And I go outside and I get fresh freaking air and sunshine because it helps my mental state. Now you're thinking, Stephanie, you haven't talked once about time management. It's because resource management and time management are the same guy. They're the same thing. And your resources are your hours, your energy, and how many fucks you have to give. So if you know that during certain parts of your cycle, you have less fucks to give, you need to give those fucks to the most important tasks. The actual like money making, needle moving things that move and do what you need them to do, right? On ovulation week, I have way more fucks to give. I have way more energy. I'm going to do more things. I'm going to schedule myself to do more things and I'm going to do them quickly and I'm going to do them well. On PMS week, I'm not. I'm going to do the bare minimum, and that is still 100% for me. But the bare minimum always, always, always is making sure I'm fed, making sure I've moved, making sure that I'm well resourced so that I actually have something to give. Because if I don't do that, nothing goes right. I am truly, I think, one of the most efficient people I've ever met if I'm well resourced. If I am hungry or tired or cranky or sad, or if I've hurt my own feelings by watching too many negative things on the internet, I am the most inefficient person in the world. It can take me 2 days to do something that should take 15 minutes if I'm not well resourced. If I am well resourced, I can do more in one day than most people can do in a week. But it's because I actually prioritize making sure I feed myself, I move myself. And you might be like, I don't have time. Dude, neither do I. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I get up at 5:30 and I have a gym in my garage of things that I bought used because it matters that much to me. The nearest gym to my house is 30 minutes away and the kids are asleep. If I let that be my stumbling block, I would literally never work out. But I have that actual reality. So I have to make it work for myself. So I have a gym in my garage that I have built myself. I get help building my workouts because I have a personal trainer who I've hired, which I've only hired in this last year. And I worked out for the last like 7 years consistently, 5 times a week. So you can start without doing that. But now I have like very specific goals of like what I want to look like and how I want to feel. So now I have someone to help me with that. You don't have to do that. Also, walks are 100% free. You can just walk out your front door and there's like air, sunshine, and trees usually. And it's like this great thing that people don't do, but you should do that. So when I finally have resourced myself and I plan these things in, then I personally time block. So what I do is I time block for the day and for the week. So I sit down and I just use the same template for every week because it works for me. But I say, okay, so I know I need to make content, and it's going to take me roughly 3 hours or 2 hours a week that I know that I need to make like pre-planned content. And then I'm going to schedule in like 45 minutes a day that I'm going to make like daily content. So I put those into my calendar and I have chunks of time. Like today was a content day. I pre-scheduled posts that are relevant to my entire business. And we talk about this a lot in the Icons Mastermind of like what kind of things you actually should post and like what things to say and all of this, but like the posts that are going to be relevant long term. I pre-schedule those like a month in advance, or sometimes 2, sometimes 5 months in advance. And I set a block of time. I'm in the zone. I just bang them out. Boom, 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 boom. This is a lot easier if you have an entire folder full of really good, high quality photos of yourself. Just saying, I know a guy. It's me. I'm the guy. So I make those posts, I schedule them so that every single day, no matter what happens in my life, a post is going out that's relevant to what I do and who I am and who my ideal client is. I don't have to worry. So if the whole day shit hits the fan, that's covered. But in an ideal world, I schedule it also some time where I can like do this kind of yapping to the to stories, to making a reel, to whatever I need to do. So if I'm launching something specific, I usually give myself more time for things like this because I want to talk in my stories. I want to do things like that. Now, for actual moving the needle forward business things, I make sure that I have a certain chunk of time every single week that I do the, oh, someday I'll do that stuff, the things that actually move your business forward. And I just block off the time. It's full in my calendar. Nobody can book it in. I also have like calls with clients, photo shoots with clients. I have meetings with clients. So I make sure that I have times in my week when people can do that. So you can't book a photo shoot with me every single day of the week because I have other things to do. So I have pre-set up, and if somebody has to wait a week, then they have to wait a week. But I'm not going to take every single thing and like change my entire system just to appease one person because it won't benefit either of us. I can't show up as my best if I haven't done all the other things I need to do. So I take my time blocking very seriously, and I make sure that every single day I have time to do the tasks that my business needs daily to run. Content creation, like some admin work, and then actually serving my clients. Like if I'm offering something where people can chat with me in Voxer, there has to be time in the day for me to do that. Otherwise, they're not going to hear from me, right? And that's not fair to them because they paid to work with me. So I block these things out. Now, if you're like, oh my God, but like I'm working a second job right now and I don't have time for any of this, you might have to like get up early. I get up at 5:30 in the morning because that's the only time when the children are sleeping and I get time to myself. I'm a morning person, not a night person. If I had to work my whole day, get the kids to bed, and then drive to a gym, I would never ever work out. That just wouldn't work for me. It's because I know myself now. So I get up early, I do the workout, and then at the first chunk of my day, so like I break my day into like workout, kid time, workday half one, workday half two, and then more kid time. So the first chunk, the first half of the day, I do the things that need the most creativity, the most brain power. Actually talking to clients, like if you book a call with me, it's always in the morning. It's never in the afternoon. And I do those big brain things first. And then in the second half of the day, when my brain's a bit more tired, my body's a bit more tired, then I do the things that are a bit more monotonous. Like I'm not going to update my QuickBooks at the beginning of the day. And what a waste of my creativity. Like something mundane that I can just do and I can just bang out and it's just like a monotonous task. I'm going to save that for when I have less creativity because I need to, choose my resources properly. And my resources are my energy. And then if all else fails and I really truly am just not doing okay and I just need to actually rest, I do that. I just simply do that. I just say, okay, you know what? The biggest priority right now is me taking a chill pill, going for an extra walk, sitting down, having a nap, whatever I have to do so that I can actually just reset and try again. One thing that I love to do, and I know Shelly in this group does these, so ask her, is yoga nidra, where you like it's like a lay down meditation nap, but like gives you this like you can lay there and do like 10 minutes of it, but it feels like you slept for an hour. And all of a sudden you're like a shiny little human again. You can like off you go, do the thing. So whatever you got to do to actually make these things happen, just make sure that you're putting it as a priority. Now, what are things I don't do? My laundry. I never fold laundry. Fuck that. I got empires to build and that's simply not going to happen. My house, it's low key a little messy most of the time. It's like clean enough that I can feel comfortable and happy in it, but it's not perfect. Like if you came in here, you wouldn't be like, "Well, this is a really clean house." It's clean enough because I would rather build my business than scrub baseboards. I just would. because it's a priority to me. And you'd be like, oh, well, what will other people think? What will other people think? They will think that Stephanie is an ambitious woman who has a slightly messy house. The other thing is your personal self. Don't put that on the back burner. So, yes, leave the laundry. Don't leave yourself, because you have to feel a certain way to be able to show up, especially if you are the face of your brand. So, make sure that you have clothes that you like and fit your body, not like a stack of things you'll fit into maybe someday. You like, I put on the amount of makeup that I need to like feel like I can show up on camera. I have my hair mostly done. It's a little wild right now. I kind of like the swoop. I make sure that I have eaten. I couldn't show up shiny talking to you if I hadn't eaten my whole lunch, you know? So think about what are the things that you need to be able to show up as yourself. And also, this takes practice. This is literally what I train you and teach you on when we work together one-on-one or in the mastermind. Like, how do we access that energy? When you're feeling down, you jump in and you say, oh my God, need a pep talk. There I am giving you a pep talk so you can, off you go again. Literally learning how to manage your own self. Like, think of yourself as a giant toddler. There's a giant toddler running your business and you need to manage them. What would you do if your toddler had a meltdown? You would check if they need a nap. You would check if they need to eat. You would check if they, I don't know, fell in a puddle or if they shit their pants, whatever. Hopefully you don't shit your pants, but if you do, no shade. I get it. So, what do you need to actually get through the day? What do you need to feel like you can show up on camera? What do you need to know that your clients are taken care of? So, oh, I had one call come in. Hopefully, it didn't pause. So, think about these things. It's way less about time management and way more about resource management. So, you can schedule block yourself to the ends of the earth. But if you show up to the schedule block where you're supposed to make a piece of content and you spin in your head and you spin in your head and you don't actually make the content, then we have a problem. You need clarity in your business, you need clarity in your offers, and you need the confidence to be able to actually do that. That is what I teach you when we work one-on-one or in the mastermind. But if you aren't in those things and you need just a quick pep talk on that, write down, like spend some time saying, who am I? What do I do? Who am I helping? I do have I'll link it for you guys. It's called the Ideal Client Workbook. And it's like where you can fill these things out to figure out who you're talking to. But the more clarity you have, the less spinning you're going to do. Also, like, just doom scrolling, right? How long do you actually spend on your phone if you're supposed to be posting and then all you're doing is doom scrolling? Cut that shit out. I literally, if I have a really big goal, something that like has to get done, like right now I'm like collecting a whole bunch of documents for like a really important thing. I've given myself a TikTok timeout. I'm like, you don't get to talk. You don't get to look at TikTok until all these things are done. So gamify it a little bit. If you're the kind of person who needs that motivation, gamify it. Take something away, not something that you need to resource yourself, a treat type thing, right? Like, I'm going to take away Netflix, not like showering and being ready for the day. You know, I'm not taking away my anything that I like truly need. So gamify it for yourself if you need to. And then the last thing is make sure that your priorities are correct. So if you are looking through the things you need to do and like on the list is like revamp my entire website, but you haven't posted in 6 months, who's going to your website, babe? Right? Like, let's do the things that bring the customers in first. Let's make that the priority. And then we'll sort out the other little details. We talk about this a lot in the mastermind. Like, there's people on there, they come to me and they're like, oh, I want to set up all these things. I want to set up like 20 YouTube videos. I'm like, cool, that's great. Who's watching the videos? And they're like, and I'm like, okay, we need to get people in. Great, yes, let's focus on the videos. And also, if no one's there to watch them, then you're going to do the big, beautiful thing, your life's work, and you're going to still feel like a failure because no one saw it. So let's put those things in tandem. Let's make sure we're still outreaching. We're getting the people in. We are working really well with the clients we have so that they tell other people and then they book again. Take the priorities. If the priority is more butts in the door paying cash, then you need to make sure your messaging is on point and that you are putting in a significant amount of effort into getting new clients, whether that's on social media or your email list or whatever it is you do to get clients. make sure there's a significant chunk of time. If you're like, oh, well, I run a business, I don't have time for social media. If you run a business and social media is how you get clients, it's part of your job. You got to do it. So put it high on the priority list. Okay, if you have more questions about this, come into the group and ask me. This is it for now. I'm really excited. Make sure if you have more questions, pop them in. I am really, really jazzed on this group, and I'm really jazzed on like how much we're going to grow. Okay, I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye.